right, good morning. Good morning once again, and you're on to the Mathematics Multiverse. We're still on our grade 10 experience looking at the just concluded NECO BECE 2022 examination. And we're on paper 2. We've looked at question 1 to about question 35. And today, without wasting time, we'll go straight away to question 36 and we'll proceed. Question 36 is testing your knowledge of algebraic equations, linear equations. You pardon my voice for today. I notice my voice sound a little husky. So we trust that we'll be able to have the same wonderful experience, even with the limitation I'm experiencing with my voice. So we have x minus 3 equal to 9. Find the value of x if x minus 3 is equal to 9. Now, by concept of antonyms and our general principles of equations, we keep the unknown on the left-hand side, we keep the known on the right-hand side. So this simply will be x equal to 9. I don't need 3 on this side. And because 3 is negative, if it crosses equality, it becomes positive. And x will simply be equal to 12. And that option will be what? D, if you have the question paper and you're working with it. Now, question 37. In question 37, it says, find the product of a certain number. Now, for this aspect of algebra, especially when we're dealing with what is called word problem, we usually assign the unknown x, letter x, to be the unknown. So anytime you see me use x in the word problem, it means I am assigning the unknown or the certain number as what? X. Right. So x, the product of a certain number, and 4. So that means 4x. So the product means 4 times x is equal to the number subtracted from 25. Now, when it says subtracted from, it means that the bigger number is 25, and what I'm subtracting will be what? X. So what would this give me? I don't need x on this side, and because x is negative, it crosses equality, becomes what? Positive. So now before x plus x equal to 25, and 5x will be equal to 25. I divide both sides by 5 to render the coefficient of x to be 1. And invariably, I have x as equal to what? 5. Right? And that option will be A. We go to question 38. In question 38, we are told that James adds 8 to a certain number, x plus 8, and the result is 16. So this is what the equation will look like. The most important thing when it comes to word problem in mathematics is to be able to write the equation or write a suitable expression. Once you can take care of that, solving it becomes easy. For me, in a classroom experience, what I do after teaching you the basic technique of how to solve an equation or solve different equations, what I do next is when I have word problem exercise, I take you through how to generate the equations. And once you've generated the equations, I leave you to handle the solving. So I don't usually, in a classroom setup, generate the equation and then solve it. No, I've taught you how to solve equations. So when I generate equations, I expect, drawing from the wealth of experience or knowledge you have gathered, you should be able to handle those equations. Might take though. So this will be what? I don't need 8 here, but a general rule of unknown, known. So x will be equal to 16. This I don't need here. What is the additive inverse of 8? Negative 8. So I will add the additive inverse of 8 to the other side. You see, I'm varying my technique. You can use different interpretation to this thing. And that will be 8. And if I got that right, the answer will be what? B. All right, so in question 39, it says a boy is 2 years older than his sister. So for me, I'll just say the boy, B, the sister, S. Now, the boy is 2 years older than his sister. It means the boy is older. So I can say that the boy is equal to S plus 2. The sister's age plus 2. Now, I say the sum of their ages, B plus S, is equal to 28. Find their ages. So now what I simply will do is to substitute B equal to S plus 2 in this equation. So that will mean that I'm going to have S plus 2 plus S equal to 28. S plus S will give me 2S plus 2, and that will give me what? 28. Now, some students will just say take to the other side and whatever. Well, maybe I go with that approach, but for me, I always like to stretch my thinking. So for me, I would rather say 2 into S plus 1 equal to 28. I'll divide both sides by 2. I'm going to get 14 here, and S will be equal to 14 minus 1 because I don't need 1 here anymore. So I add the additive inverse to the other side. Notice that the additive inverse is same as the antonym. So if I were speaking as one in grammar, I would say the antonym. So I add the antonym to the other side, the opposite of it. The opposite of positive will be a negative. All right. So this will give you what? 13. Now, another student can say, no, I don't want to go like this. But the challenge I have with that method is it kills your ability to identify factors. My technique or my focus is to always ensure that I play with factors. I have a factors consciousness when I solve problems. I always want to play with factors just to keep me informed. So this is the approach I would use. Another student could decide to say, okay, I remove 2 from both sides and I'll have S. You're still correct. It doesn't really matter, but there are problems where this technique will suffice better. All right. So if you've done that, that answer would have been, okay, we're not done yet. That's for S. So if S is equal to 13, then B will obviously be equal to 13 plus 2. That's 15. So the numbers will be what? 13 and 15. That answer will simply be D. So question 40. A herdsman sells X cows and Y rams. He makes a profit of 5,500 naira on each cow. So the question here is, how many cows has he? X cows. And how many rams has he? Y rams. Now, the next important thing you want to take note of now is, what's the profit he's making on each one? For each cow, he's making what? 5,500 each. For each ram, he's making 1,200. Now, what will be his total profit in terms of X and Y? That will mean what? Multiply X with this. So total profit will then be 5,500X plus 1,200Y. All in what? Naira. That's what this profit will be. What this profit gotten from 1 multiplied by Y. What profit gotten from 1 year multiplied by X. And if you've done that correctly, your answer will be B. Your answer will be B. That's for question 40. Okay. All right, so we go to question 41. In question 41, we are told that the area of a rectangle varies directly as the square of its length. So I'll call area E directly as the square of its length. I'll call length L. If the length is 2 cm, so the first thing we need to do, this is a variation. I will send you a link much later. I will attach a link to this so that you can have a quick recap on variation. Now, A varies as L squared. The first thing we said that whenever you have this, replace it with what? This. You change the proportionality sign to become a mathematical statement, as it were. So we said that proportional variation shows relationship between terms. Right, so this will be A equal to KL squared. A is equal to KL squared. If the length is 2 cm, when the area is 12 cm, so 12, so I'll make K the subject of the formula. It means that KL squared will be equal to A, and K will be equal to A over L squared. A is 12, L is 2 squared. So that will be 12 divided by 4. And that will be what? 3. So K is 3. So I'll reapply this now to this expression. I have that A is equal to 3L squared. Right. Now, find the area when the length is 3. If length is equal to 3, then A will be equal to what? 3 times 3 squared, which will give me 3 times 9, and that will be 27. So 27 becomes the correct answer. And if you check very well, I think this would be like the third or the fourth question we've solved under variation. It's like the 1, 2, 3. It's like the third question we solved under variation. And in question 42, we also have variation, which makes it the fourth question now. It says X varies. That's what this one means as Y. Now, it says we should find K. We should do what? Find K. Remember, once again, you replace this sign with what? Equal to K. You replace this sign with equals to K. So X will simply be equal to what? KY. Make K the summation of the formula. K, Y will be equal to X, and K will be equal to X over Y. What is X? X is 28. What is Y? Y is 4. So when you divide these two, what you are going to obtain will be what? 7. So K will be equal to 7. That answer will be, okay, and for 41, 21 units is given centimeters squared, and that will be B. For this one, take note, if you're writing Cambridge exam, they wouldn't bother so much about unit, but because this is NECO, Nigeria exam, we are very emphatic on the unit, but OBJ units are given to you. So essentially what we're testing is your ability to get the right figure. Right, so this one will also be B as your option. So we'll go to question 43. Now the statistics area starts. In NECO BECE, you have for paper 2 essentially would focus on algebra, 42 questions under algebra, and 18 questions under statistics and probability. So when we say statistics in the NECO BECE experience, we mean statistics and probability. And there are 18 questions here. 18 questions of what? Statistics. All right, so the next thing we'll do is to go. So now from question 43, we start handling statistics. So you have 18 questions. 18 questions to deal with. All right, so let's start. It says find the mean of the following sets. Find the mean of the following set of numbers. I have 3, I have 2, I have 4, I have 8, I have 3. Now, the first thing I want to take note of is I have 5 numbers. That corresponds to the frequency. So because what I'm dealing with, there are not so many, I can just simply say that mean is equal to 3 plus 2 plus 4 plus 8 plus 3 divided by how many numbers I can see. That is 5. That is what? 5. So I'll add them up. 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 4 is 9, plus 8 is 17, plus 3 is 20. So that gives me what? 20 over 5. And the mean becomes what? 4. So if you've done that correctly, your answer will be C. If you've done that correctly, your answer will be C. Now, question 44 talks about what is the median? What is the median?
Thank you, sir.
All right, okay. So question 44, median. Now the numbers given to you are 4.3, 2.1, 3.3, 4.1, and 3.4. When we talk about median, An essential idea we must keep in heart or in mind must be that we rank. What is ranking? To rank is to arrange numbers either in ascending order or descending order. That's a callback to something you had learned in your primary school. I've always told students that no knowledge is wasted. Some of the ideas I'm using very well today in teaching you are ideas I gathered or garnered then in my primary school. Primary school is at the heart of how well you do perform in mathematics. So rank talks about arranging from lowest to highest or highest to lowest. You cannot do median if you have not ranked. It's just like when the results are given to students, we call first position, or so that they can rank from first to the last, or start from last to the best. You get it? So we're going to rank these numbers now. Now, which is the smallest number? My basic counting tells me that 1, 2. I'm saying that 2 will be the smallest, so I put 2.1 first. Now, I go to 3. I have two numbers that are 3. Now, this is 3.3, this is 3.4. 4.4 is bigger than 0.3 if I consider these two numbers. So I'll go to 3.3 and then 3.4. Next, I go to 4. 4.1 is smaller than 4.3. So 4.3 becomes bigger than 4.1. Now, the next thing you do is to now get your median. We use what is called the position of the median. The median exists in a position called the median position. So if I have, the trick here is this. If I have 5 data or a frequency of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I want to determine the median, I simply add 1 to it and divide by 2. What that helps me to obtain is what is called the position of the median. So 5 plus 1 will give me 6, and as such, the median will exist at the middle, which will now be what? 3.4. So median will be equal to 3.4. Option will be what? 3.4 will be C. So that option will be C. Question 45 will test your knowledge of mode. So I'm going to try to write the numbers on the board: 0.31, 0.23, 0.13, 0.02, 0.13, 0.23, 0.13, and 0.32. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. That means there's one I have missed. Okay, I missed this. Should be 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, and 3, 2. All right. Now you are told to look for the mode. What is the mode? The mode is that information that has occurred the most. The mode is that information, number, mark, that has occurred the most. So when we look at the board, which one has occurred the most? If I look at this, and this is 1, 2, 3. If I look at this is 1, 2. If I look at this is 1, 2. So it's covered that 0.13 has occurred the most. So the mode (0.13), and that would be what? B. So 46. Now, for question 46 to 48, we are giving some marks or scores. And we are told to use these scores to find to answer a number of questions. So I'm going to write them on the board. We have 75, 49, 73, 71, 42, 50, 51, 70, 55, 87, 66, 36, 68, 84, 48, and finally 38. I hope I got that right. Let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, there are 15 scores. Now, how many students scored above 70? How many students scored above 70? Now, let me advise you. Sometimes in an exam setup, before you start solving, it's better you rank. You say, it will waste time if you rank, because I'm looking at the nature of the questions. How many students scored above 70? If the pass mark is 55, how many students failed? I see what I'm saying. If the pass mark is 55, what's the percentage of students, or what percentage of students passed? So for me, in this kind of setup, instead of shifting it randomly, I'll rank so that I see clearly what's happening. So I'm going to do that. So I look at it. I'll start with 4. I'm saying, so I'm going to rank this thing now. I'm saying 42. So as I rank, I cancel. Or rather, look at that, there's 36. So there are 3. Look at it. So I'll start with 36. I go to 38. I go to what? 42. I go to 49. Now, if you make a mistake, 49, don't panic. I'll see 48 here, so I'll write 48. See what I'm doing? Sometimes these mistakes will occur. But calm down, calm down. Now, 51, 55. Notice that I'm now, because I know there are 15 scores, I'm now arranging them in in fives. In an exam setup, I'll be faster than this, but just to help you see what I'm doing. Next one will be 68. But I'm seeing 66 here, so I'll put 66 if I put 68. Next one will be 70. Then 71. Then 73. Then 84. Then 87. But I just realized now that in the process, I've left 75. So no problem. I just write my 87 here, write my 84 here, and put my 75 here. This should be done with a pencil. So I've gotten everything right. Now, how many students scored above 70? It means that the student did not score 70. He scored 71, 72, 73, 84, and 87. So number of students over question 46. We have how many students scored above above 70 will be equal to what? 5. So 5 students scored above 70, and that option will be B. Right. In 47, if the pass mark is 55, when I say pass mark is 55, it means anybody who scored 55 and above passed. So I'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that will be 9. So if the pass mark is what? 55. How many students failed? So these are those that passed. This will be those that has failed. So who are those that failed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that will be 6. 6. So failed. And that option will be C. It's one area of maths that you can get your marks. If you know what you're doing, you can always get everything here. Now, 48. If the pass mark is 55, what percentage of students passed? Now, percentage passed. How many passed? 9. What's the number of students? 15. Percentage is per 100, that times 100 over 1. So 3 go here, I'll get 3 here. 3 go here, I'll get 5. 5 go here, 1. 5 go here, 20. So what is 3 times 20? That is what? 60%. So the percentage pass will be what? 60%. And that will be E. I noticed the question paper I'm using, the student just getting it very well. That is how it is done in statistics. You can't afford to lose 1 mark here. You can't afford to lose a mark here. Right? We go to question 49. Find the mean of the following set of numbers. And what are the numbers? They're just 4 numbers. So I would advise you use this pattern. So I'll write them vertically now. 3.2, 6.8, 5.6, 4.4. So add it up. How many? 4 of them. So mean will now be whatever I get divided by 4. So 2 plus 8 is 10. 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 plus 10 is 20. Put down is 0 and carry 2. 2 plus 3, 5. 5 plus 6, 11. 11 plus 5, 16. 16 plus 4, 20. So that will be 20 divided by 4. And invariably the mean will be what? 5. So we'll check our option. And if we've done it right, the mean is 5. And that answer will be what? 0. Now, I'm going to give you one trick that you can use to answer a question like this. I'll give you a trick that you can use to answer a question like this. I'll give you a trick in answering a question like this. Now, when you're giving a question like this, when I look at the numbers, look at this. The mean cannot be 3, cannot be 4, cannot be 3 or 4. You know why? Because look at these 2 big figures. They will tend to push the mean more towards this region. So if and the mean cannot be 8, cannot be 7. The mean cannot be 8, cannot be 7, cannot be 6, and cannot be 4. So this is one of those questions that are IQ too. A student that understands this concept very well, we look at it and guess. I don't believe in guessing, but if you have an understanding of what you are doing, you can look at it and tell what the answer is. The answer cannot be 4. Not possible. The answer cannot be 7, cannot be 8, because there's no number that is in that range. The answer will be between 5 and 6. And realistically, because I have 2 numbers that are smaller, I will say the answer will drop to about 5. So you see it. So that's how. So as you solve problems, I always tell students, when you solve problems, also develop the habit of trying to figure out or knowing when you are wrong. You should be able to tell when you are wrong. Don't need the teacher to mark your book to tell you you're wrong here. No, you should be able to decode that. All right, so let's go to the next set of questions. So let's look at question 50 now. Determine the median of the following set of numbers. What are the numbers given to you? 3, 9, 8, 5, 4, 8, 7, 9, and 6. Now check how many numbers you're giving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good. Now, we said that to look for median, we must rank. And to rank is to arrange from highest to lowest. So I'll start with, I'm seeing 3. I've done 3. I'm seeing 4. I'm seeing 5. I'm seeing 6. I'm seeing 7. I'm seeing 8 twice. I'm seeing 9 twice. So I'm going to rank how many numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the position of the median will be 9 plus 1, which is 10 divided by 2, and that is 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is what the median will look like. So the median will be what? 7. Median will be equal to 7. All right, question 51. says we should look for what? What is the mean of the following numbers? We have 14, we have 9, we have 11, we have 4, we have 6, we have 10, we have 23. Right? So we have to look for the mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 numbers in all. So we can, there's another approach I use to add in an exam setup, especially if it's OBJ. I'll add this to this will give me 23. I'll add this to this will give me 15. I'll add this to this will give me what? 16. And then I bring this one down. I'll add this to this will give me 38. I'll add this to this will give me 39. Add them together, this will give me 7. So how many numbers do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So my mean will be equal to 77 divided by 7. And the mean will simply be what? 11. So the answer is 11. That option will be A. And the option for question 50 will be C. Are we seeing that? And these are things you can easily do in an exam setup, right? Because it's OBJ, hence I've used that technique. So whatever method you're using, our advice, make sure it's something that you can go back to verify what you're doing. Don't just write. I see students when they're solving at times, they just solve it in everywhere. No, try to organize your work so that when you're doing your correction, most times if you are fast in an exam, when you're finished, you can go back to check what you have done. I do that a lot. I took an exam recently, and after finishing, I thought I had finished everything. I had to go back. I was checking back. I see some small mistakes. Why? Why was I able to detect that? Because I try to be orderly in presentation of my work. So let's try to be very orderly, whatever the exam type you are writing. Now, question 52. In question 52, it says, what is the sum of the mode and the median of the following data? So let me write them out. 6, 5, 7, 8, 5, 3, 5, 4, 1, 3, and 5. Now, we're looking for median. Now, because we're looking for the median, we need to do what? Order the arrangement. We need to do what? Order the arrangement. So how do you do that? Well, look at this. This will now give us, we start from 1, then to 3, we go to 4, we go to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. We go to 6, we go to 7, and we go to 8. The next thing you need to do is to count to be sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Is it 11 we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You must take pains to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Always develop a system of verifying your work. Right? So what is the mode? The mode will be 5, because that's what has occurred the most. What is a median? We have 11 scores plus 1, which will give me 12, divided by 2, which is what? 6. So the position of the median will be on the 6th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the median will be 5. So the sum of mode and median will be equal to 5 plus 5, that will be 10. So 5 plus 5 will give me 10, and that answer, if I've done it correctly, will be B. Now, the next question is more like a bar chart. I'm going to draw that on the board so that we have a pictorial perception of what is expected of us here. So on the board is our diagram that will enable us to obtain answers to question 53 to 55. This is a typical representation of what is called a bar chart, right? This is I'm talking about the number of animals, and these are the types of animals we are considering. Now it says, what is the total number of animals in the farm? So total number of animals in the farm, total, that will be question 50. Question 53, if I'm right with that. Now, total number of animals in the farm. Now, look at goats. Look at this marking here. This will be 7. Sheep will be 8. Cow will be 9. And rabbits will be 12. Add this together, this will be 15 plus 21. That will be like 36 if I've done that correctly. So the total number of animals in the farm will be 36, and that is C. Now let's look at 54. What animal has the least number in the farm? The animal with the least number will be the animal with the lowest bar height, and that will be what? Goats. Now, question 55. Find the average number of animals in the farm. How many animals do you have? Or how many types of animals do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many types of animals do you have? How many types of animals do you have? That will be 4. What's the total number of animals we have in the farm? That will be 36. So the average number of animals, average, will be equal to what? The total number of animals, 36, divided by how many types of animals you have, which is 4. So the average will be what? 9. Average number of animals we're going to have will be 9. Average number of animals you have will be 9, right? So that will be option E. Now, this one, option 54 will be goats, and that option will be C. Now, so that takes care of the question. We can now go to question 56. In question 56, we are told to find the range of the following set of numbers. So I'll write them on the board. I'll write the numbers on the board. And you have 15, 17, 17, 18, sorry, 8, 16, 2, 4, 3, 9, 2, and 14. So that's what you have. So what is range? Range essentially means highest minus lowest. The highest mark minus the lowest mark. So if that is understood, our range will essentially be the highest mark I can see here is 17. And the lowest mark I can see here is what? 2. So what is 17 minus 2? That will be what? 15. So that option is what? A. So the range will be what? 15. Range is the highest minus the lowest. Okay, question 57. Question 57 says, what is the probability that an integer chosen at random between 1 and 10 inclusive? So what it means is that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is a prime. This is a prime, this is a prime, this is a prime, this is a prime. So how many numbers do I have? I have 10 numbers here. And of those 10 numbers, how many of them are primes? 1, 2, 3, 4. That will be 2/5. This is testing your knowledge of probability. So 4 numbers are prime out of 10 numbers given. So that answer will be what? D. In question 58, we are told to find the range of the following set of numbers. So I'll write them on the board. So remember we said that range is simply highest minus lowest. The highest number here is 5, the lowest is 0, and that will be 5. Right, so that will be E. The answer to that question will be E. Okay, so for question 59, it says the table below shows the marks obtained by a set of students. Use the table to answer questions 59 and 60. So let me draw the table so that we have a better picture of what we are told to do. This will be marks, and this will be frequency. Marks, frequency, two, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is 3, this is 2, this is 5, this is 2, and this is 3. Now, what is the probability that a student picked at random? A student picked at random scored 4 marks. So this is probability. 4 marks. Now look at this. How many students scored 4 marks? It's 5. What's the total number of students considered? 5 plus 5 plus 5, 15. So the probability will be what? 1/3. So that option will be B. Now, what is the probability that a student at least, meaning that the lowest mark the student to score will be 5. Now it means that it will be from here this way. So it will be what? 2 plus 3. 5 and above. That's what it means. At least means 5 and above. So probability at least 5 will be equal to 2 plus 3/15, which will be 5/15, and that is 1/3. That's 1/3. The answer will be what? B. So with that, we've been able to clear paper 2 of the exam. And what we'll do after now is to try to check through everything you've done, calculate what you have scored, and then see how well you have performed. All right, so